Today we're going to create the same illustration in Procreate, Sketchbook app, Fresco and Artset. So without further ado, let's get started. So we'll first start with Procreate because I am mostly using Procreate all the time for digital art. And for that, I'm going to start with the sketch. And before that, I'm using these Procreate stamp brushes for face drawing guides. You can download them for free from the link in description. And I usually like to have this grid texture to have that doodly hand-drawn vibe and very traditional vibe. Now I'm going to transform this a little bit and make some changes in the sketch face itself to avoid pixelation once I'm done creating the whole of the illustration. And usually what happens is when I want to draw the same exact thing again and again, it will look different. You'll see that. And do comment down below if you are someone who's able to create the same exact illustration again. Then on a new layer, reducing the sketch layer opacity, we are going to do the line art. I really like to add this textured illustration kind of vibe to the hair, so looks like very traditional art vibe. The best part about Procreate brushes is that with Streamline, it's just the perfect amount of control over line, yet that natural feeling of using pencil on Sketchbook. Then I'm going to add the shadows using multiply blend mode and this lilac shade, doing everything on its separate own layer. Very intuitive app. I have created a detailed video about each of these apps. You can check that after this one. Now moving on to Sketchbook. So first I tried and figured out how to change the size of the canvas. I wanted to work on a square canvas and make it same for all the other apps also. But I was unable to find that. Never mind. Maybe it's my fault and I'm not able to find it. Maybe there is no option. Then for the circle, you have the shape tool instead of the way we have in Procreate. It's great that they at least have a shape tool. And I can't use the Procreate stamp brushes here, so I'm going to create the guideline again. I could simply insert that grid texture in the background also, but I think I would rather not do all that stuff because I have this habit of using the brush to simply do it. And then I forgot how I created the mouth, so I went to refer back the first illustration. And I'm loving how each of these are same yet look so different. Trying to see whether the double tap feature works or not. I really like the sketching pencil for this app. And now finding the perfect line art brush. So we have smoothing feature like the streamline here as well. It works great in my opinion. Because when you're naturally using digital art, your hands get a little bit shaky and the line can be a little wobbly. So for that it's very important, and you can even adjust the level of smoothing. You can see from the bar above. Then for the color drop, they have the paint bucket tool. So I was kind of trying to understand how to use that. So you'll have to make the shape and then use that and tap over there. But then anyway, I wouldn't require that tool as of now. I was just testing the app and looking for different features that I might end up using. Then again, adding texture like this was fairly easy in this app as well. And it's a very therapeutic process. Some might find it tedious, but I like to do the hair this way. I like how they look. And then for the They do have the blend modes. I was able to find it, and irrespective of the blend mode applied, it doesn't really make a lot of difference on white. So I tried to figure out a color for the shadows, because in Procreate I had this in my palette, so I was kind of trying to make the similar shade. Then adding the text on back. Moving on to Artset, again I was not able to understand how to create a square canvas, and I think that's my problem. I could have easily looked up for a tutorial. Then for the circle, we have the shapes tool again, and now starting to create the guideline. One thing about Artset is they have amazing brushes, especially how natural the oil paints, crayons, watercolor, sketch pens and all of them feel. The paid version only have the option for layers and all the advanced features. The basic function only has the access to all the brushes, which is great in my opinion. The kind of usage of Artset, I wouldn't really use it for creating day-to-day illustrations, because even the interface is very customizable, but during the line art, to avoid wobbly lines, the feature like smoothing or streamline, instead of that they have like the slow draw, which kinds of create gap between where you're drawing and where the line's coming. It's like slowing the process, or it's like kind of feels like as if there's a lag. So overall experience of doing the line art in this app is something that I don't really like, so I can't use it solely for creating all of the illustration over here. I would rather create the illustration and maybe then using, you can see the crayons, how cool and realistic they are. They're blending into each other. The sketch pen is also my favorite. So creating the illustration in Procreate and adding these texture to maybe color or add some elements here and there. But for that also we'll have to use the layers, I guess. So I have a mixed opinion about this, but I still love this Artset app a lot because of the brushes. And I occasionally use them to add different vibes to my sketchbook spread, mostly for relaxing and more like therapeutic. Just for doing art for myself, just like I would do on Sketchbook. It's like literally the digital sketchbook and all the tools and etc. Not really the best for creating digital illustrations like I do in Procreate, especially after using Procreate, it feels a little different. Now moving on to Fresco, it's a great app again. Being free, it has all the features, advanced features. I don't know why, but moving the canvas was not very smooth over here. All the other things are great. They have amazing watercolor brushes. Those are called live brushes. I'm not going to use them right now, but I kind of use them here and there. While using the app, knowing that this is a powerful device, I felt that it was a little laggy. The streamline and smoothing here also is great. While doing the art and doing the line art and everything while drawing, I don't think the lag was much prominent. Again, the paint bucket tool, I was like trying to experiment all the tools that normally should be there in an app. So like color drop in Procreate, they have the paint bucket tool. It just works differently, which is great as well. Again, adding the texture to here like this, traditionally coloring it. And I could also just add silhouette of the illustration between the text layer and the line art. But it's fine, I can also erase the part which I don't want. Then on new layer, working with layers on this app also was fairly easier than compared to Artset and Sketchbook. So now we are done with all the 4 illustrations. The final illustration in Procreate, Sketchbook app, Artset, Fresco. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do let me know which is your favorite app. I would say that Procreate was and will always be my favorite, but I loved working on all these apps as well. Each of them have their own unique features that are great, that are also missing in Procreate. But overall, looking at my usage, I think Procreate is the best for me. Could be different for all of you. Don't forget to like this video. I'll see you in the next one. Watch this video next for a detailed walkthrough of each of these apps. Don't forget to like this video. I'll see you in the next one.